Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. We take you deep into the story of this extraordinary 2008 penny, exploring its origin, its transformation, the secrets hidden in its design, and the reasons behind its exceptional collector value. Settle in and follow along as we bring you on a journey from the Royal Mint to the hands of collectors worldwide. The year 2008 marked a historic moment for British coinage. After decades of using the same reverse designs, the Royal Mint initiated a bold redesign of the entire circulating coin series. The 2008 one penny became part of a fresh, modern, concept-driven transformation, spearheaded by designer Matthew Dent. Dent approached the challenge not by creating another simple shield or heraldic symbol, but by reimagining the full royal shield across multiple denominations. When assembled, these coins formed the complete shield, a puzzle of national identity scattered across everyday currency. The one penny features the lower left segment of this grand design, specifically the top left part of the royal shield's lower quadrant. It is intricate, subtle, and beautifully symbolic, combining traditional heritage with contemporary vision in a way never before seen in British coinage. 4 decades prior, the one penny coin bore the familiar crown portcullis design, a nod to the British Parliament and a symbol of authority and structure. The change in 2008 wasn't just aesthetic, it signaled a shift in the cultural identity of the United Kingdom. Coins were no longer to be simple tools of transaction, they would become small canvases carrying the modern face of the nation. This new approach made the 2008 one penny historically significant from the moment it entered circulation. Much like how certain stamps become prized after postal redesigns, the first year of a major change in coinage often becomes a focal point for collectors. Equally striking is the obverse side, featuring the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. By 2008, the Queen had already served more than 5 decades on the throne, and her likeness on coinage evolved several times to reflect her aging grace. The portrait used on the 2008 one penny, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, is well known for its realism. Rank Broadley decided to depart from earlier stylized portraits, opting instead for a more lifelike representation of the monarch. His portrait shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most iconic pieces. This design became widely recognized among collectors and is often admired for capturing Elizabeth II's strength, dignity, and composure during her later reign. At first glance, the 2008 penny appears simple. Copper-colored, light, and widely circulated, it might seem like just another piece of change. But beneath its modest exterior lies a combination of historical circumstance, modern design innovation, low mintage particularities, and era varieties that turn this coin into a treasure of the numismatic world. Even though millions were produced, certain varieties of the 2008 penny have become incredibly valuable. So valuable, in fact, that a single example has been known to reach prices beyond imagination. And you will soon discover why. One of the most important details collectors consider when evaluating the 2008 penny is its composition. Unlike earlier bronze pennies, the 2008 version was made from copper-plated steel, giving it a unique magnetic property. This change was part of a broader cost-efficient strategy implemented by the Royal Mint due to rising metal prices. Even though the change happened years earlier, many people still associate the 2008 redesign with bigger shifts, both in material and in symbol. For collectors, the exact metal content, minting techniques, and finish of a coin directly influence rarity and desirability. In cases where the plating was uneven, incorrectly layered, or misaligned, errors that occasionally occur during mass production, the value of the coin can increase dramatically. But what elevates the 2008 penny even further is its role in the National Shield series. The idea that a simple one penny represents just one fragment of a larger artistic puzzle brings a special charm to the design. Collectors often seek complete sets, which increases demand for each individual denomination. The 2008 penny, being a first-year issue and part of such a landmark design, often becomes the centerpiece of such sets. The beauty of coin collecting is that even the smallest denomination can become a giant in historical and cultural value. We now turn to the fascinating topic that excites almost every viewer: rarity. Although the coin was minted in large quantities, specific varieties, especially the uncirculated coins, proof versions, or coins struck with unique minting anomalies, are exceedingly rare. Among the rarest are those with misstruck shield segments, off-center strikes, doubled dies, or incorrect metal compositions. These anomalies are extremely uncommon, but when they occur, they command remarkable value. Some collectors spend years hunting for such pieces, and when one surfaces, it becomes the centerpiece of auctions and numismatic discussions worldwide. Beyond minting errors, there is also the matter of condition. A coin's grade, determined by sharpness, detail, brilliance, and the absence of scratches or wear, can dramatically influence its price. Coins preserved from the first year of the 2008 design, especially those maintained in near-perfect condition, are exceptionally desirable. Some pristine examples have shockingly low survival rates because most pennies are heavily circulated and lose sharpness quickly. A coin that defies this fate becomes a treasure. To fully appreciate this coin, we must reflect on the era in which it was minted. Top 2, where each episode uncovers extraordinary treasures hidden in plain sight. And in this story, we are going deep into a coin that looks simple, common, even unremarkable at first glance. A coin so familiar that millions of people held it without knowing the secret behind it. Yet today, it stands among the most astonishing and desirable pieces of modern numismatic history. This is the incredible tale of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny coin from 2011. Now, imagine holding a coin that people spent casually in shops, slipped into pockets, and never thought twice about. A coin that circulated across the United Kingdom for everyday use, blending into countless wallets and drawers. It is small, copper-colored, and often overlooked. But behind that simple appearance lies a deep story of craftsmanship, tradition, unexpected rarity, and the kind of value that leaves collectors stunned. As we journey through the fascinating world of British coinage, we uncover how one of the most ordinary coins of the monarchy era transformed into one of the most extraordinary modern national treasures. The year 2011 was significant for many reasons. Queen Elizabeth II remained a symbol of stability, dignity, and continuity for the United Kingdom. The Royal Mint, one of the oldest and most respected mints on the planet, continued its centuries-old duty of creating coins that represented the nation's pride, artistry, and security. And among all the coins produced, the humble 1 penny played a silent yet vital role in daily transactions. Though often unnoticed, each penny carried a legacy tied to the monarchy, tradition, and the evolution of British currency. For the 2011 penny, the obverse displayed the well-known portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait had been in circulation since 1998 and remained one of the most appreciated designs by collectors for its realistic depiction of the Queen. The raised crown, the crisp lines of her hair, and the detailed expression captured the essence of her enduring reign. Around the portrait, the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, wrapped the design with the familiar Latin abbreviations meaning, "By the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith." It was a portrait seen many times before, but on this particular coin, it stood as the last of an era, just before subsequent design changes and minting corrections gave collectors new variations to chase. Turning the coin over, the reverse design revealed the meticulous artwork of the Shield of the Royal Arms, introduced in 2008. On the penny, the shield shows a section of the overall royal shield that becomes complete only when placed alongside other UK coins of different denominations. This clever, modern redesign brought a fresh artistic dimension to British coins. The 2011 penny featured a bold, geometric portion of the shield, striking and symbolic. The lines were sharp, the details clean, and the overall style represented the strength and continuity of the United Kingdom. But what transformed this everyday coin into something so extraordinary? Why did a coin minted in the tens of millions suddenly take the spotlight in the world of rare coin collectors? The answer lies in a combination of unexpected rarity, minting variations, and the mystery surrounding a small group of coins produced under unusual circumstances. While the majority of the 2011 pennies were produced according to the standard copper-plated steel composition, a tiny number were reportedly struck in bronze alloy, an older composition previously used before the early 1990s. This rare anomaly, believed to have occurred due to leftover blanks mistakenly fed into the minting presses, created a microgroup of coins that do not match their official year's specifications. Collectors refer to these accidental survivors as transitional errors, and they hold tremendous power in the world of numismatics. Transitional errors attract attention because they represent moments when the mint's precision falters in a way that unintentionally creates treasure. These mistakes are rare, unrepeatable, and impossible to forge precisely, making them incredibly desirable. What makes the 2011 penny even more intriguing is its mysterious disappearance from public circulation. Over the years, collectors noticed that specific batches of 2011 pennies vanished, leaving a surprising gap compared to other common years. Some theorized that certain bags were withdrawn due to cosmetic issues, incorrect metal blanks, or irregular striking pressure. Others believe that small test batches never reached full circulation and were later discovered by private handlers, leading to a quiet frenzy among insiders long before the public ever heard about it. And as is often the case with legendary coins, the story does not end there. A handful of examples surfaced in near-perfect condition, brilliant, sharply struck, and virtually untouched. These coins showed none of the usual marks, scratches, or fading common in circulated pennies. Their surfaces glowed with original mint luster, revealing that they never spent a single day in a shop, purse, or till. Some were believed to have originated from sealed mint bags that escaped destruction. Each one of these pristine survivors skyrocketed in interest, sparking international bidding wars among elite collectors who recognized the opportunity to own a modern rarity with historic promise. By this time, the 2011 penny was no longer just a coin. It was a symbol of mystery, error, rarity, and unrepeatable history. It became one of the most researched modern British coins. Collectors, experts, and scholars examined every angle: metal composition, die alignment, strike quality, batch codes, and even circulation distribution patterns. Each discovery added another layer to the story. As the fame of the rare 2011 penny grew, so did its demand. Prices climbed from mere hundreds to thousands, and then from thousands into astonishing six-figure territory. Elite collectors from the United States, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East entered the race. Auction houses reported record inquiries. Private offers exchanged hands quietly, often far above public auction estimates. The coin had crossed into the world of high-value collectibles, where rarity, narrative, and mystique combined to create unbelievable prices. But nothing prepared the numismatic world for what came next. One specific specimen, perfectly preserved, struck with an exceptionally high level of detail, and confirmed to contain the rare bronze transitional error, made headlines when it entered a private auction attended by some of the world's most powerful collectors. Bidding began aggressively, with participants recognizing the undeniable rarity of this piece. What started as a battle of numbers quickly turned into a clash of passions. And when the final hammer struck, the room erupted with shock. Top 3. We are about to step into the fascinating world of a coin that many have seen but very few truly understand: the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny coin from 1998. A coin that whispers stories from an era of quiet transitions, subtle design shifts, and hidden minting secrets. And by the time we reach the end of this journey, you'll discover why this humble 1p coin is now turning heads around the world, and how one rare variant connected to this year has skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping value of $23 million. In 1998, Britain was experiencing a unique moment in its modern history. Politically, culturally, and economically, the nation stood halfway between the tradition of the past and the promise of a rapidly modernizing future. The era of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign continued with a sense of stability, yet new technological advancements, design philosophies, and minting techniques were beginning to influence even the smallest elements of everyday life, including the coins that passed silently through millions of hands each day. Among them was the 1998 one-penny coin, a small but beautifully crafted piece of metal that carried the royal symbolism, the heritage of the royal mint, and the quiet dignity of a nation in evolution. The design of the 1998 penny may appear simple at first glance, but every curve, every engraving, and every symbol carries layers of meaning. On the obverse side sits the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by the talented designer Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait marked an important moment in British numismatic history. Unlike earlier depictions that appeared softer or more stylized, Rank Broadley's interpretation was bold, realistic, and highly detailed. He believed the Queen's portrait should reflect her maturity, wisdom, and reassuring presence in the lives of the British people. This portrait would become one of the longest-running and most recognizable images on British coinage, making the 1998 penny an important starting point in a new era of design. The reverse side features the iconic crown portcullis, a symbol strongly associated with Parliament. Its adoption as the emblem for the penny in the decimal set symbolized the strength of democratic institutions and the long legacy of governance in the United Kingdom. Beneath it sits the simple denomination, 1 penny, a reminder of the coin's basic function even as its symbolic value stretched far beyond its face value. The reverse design itself remained relatively unchanged from the decimal introduction of 1971 up to 2008, but each year's mintage carried its own personality, shaped by production numbers, metal content, and minting variations. When examining a rare coin, especially one that might someday become incredibly valuable, minting details are essential. The 1998 penny was struck from copper-plated steel, following the shift away from bronze that occurred in 1992. This change was introduced as a cost-saving measure, yet it also introduced new technical considerations for the Royal Mint. Producing millions of coins with consistent quality across a harder metal core required precise striking pressure and exact temperature control. Any deviation from this process could produce anomalies, tiny irregularities that the average person would never notice but that serious collectors would someday hunt for with great enthusiasm. The Royal Mint produced hundreds of millions of standard 1998 pennies, making the regular version extremely common. But among those millions lies a fraction, far less than 1%, that holds the key to the extraordinary value associated with this coin today. These are the coins that exhibit mint errors, transitional strikes, or off-metal production. The 1998 minting year is known among specialists for containing an unusually high number of experimental planchets used during the transition between older and newer metal batches. These experimental strikes were never intended to circulate, but a handful of them did. They differ subtly in weight, magnetic response, and color tone, and they carry minute imperfections along the rims and lettering that only a trained eye can identify. Coins with these unique traits have become highly sought after. One of the rarest varieties now linked to the 1998 1 penny is the hybrid planchet error. It is believed that during the preparation of blank discs at the mint, a small number of leftover bronze planchets from earlier years accidentally entered the production line alongside the new steel ones. When struck with the 1998 die and Queen's new portrait, these hybrid coins took on characteristics not present in either standard type. Their color is slightly deeper, their weight differs by fractions of a gram, and under magnification, the strike pattern reveals a deeper impression due to the softer bronze alloy. Since the bronze blanks were never part of the official 1998 issue, any coin found today with these characteristics becomes an automatic numismatic treasure. Collectors also keep a close watch for double strike errors from this year. A double strike occurs when the coin shifts slightly during minting and receives a second, offset impression. On some rare 1998 pennies, the lettering around the edge appears shadowed or slightly misaligned. These anomalies, though subtle, dramatically increase the rarity of the coin because the Royal Mint's quality control system usually prevents such pieces from escaping into circulation. When one does, it can quickly become a prize worthy of serious attention and high auction results. The collector appeal of the 1998 Elizabeth II 1 penny has grown significantly over the years, driven in part by rising global interest in error coins and transitional strikes. With increased online trading, collector forums, and international auctions, Even casual hobbyists have begun exploring the possibility that everyday coins in their pockets may hold hidden value. The discovery of several rare era varieties in 1998 pennies found in circulation has sparked renewed excitement, turning this seemingly ordinary coin into a subject of endless curiosity and speculation. This is the magic of coin collecting. What begins as a small, easily overlooked piece of metal can, under the right conditions, become a priceless artifact. And who knows, your own collection, or even a forgotten coin jar in your home, might hold the next extraordinary discovery waiting to be revealed. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and mystery of the 1998 UK Elizabeth II 1 penny, be sure to subscribe to Ultra Rare Coins History, where we uncover the world's most astonishing numismatic treasures. Your next $1 million coin might be closer than you think.